The point is the government is quarreling with the war revolution. And to some of us, the war revolution is a mere word. For it to amount to treasonable felony, there must be a concomitant act in addition to the intention to overthrow a system or a government. And so I think what the government did was what we call preemptive action, maybe to dislodge the leadership and then probably also confuse the followership so that they won't be able to carry out a successful demonstration or protest or whatever name is called today. And so if the government has done that without any proof that he has committed any treasonable felony, or if they feel that he has, I think the best thing is either to charge him to court or release him unconditionally. So I don't subscribe to issue of indefinite detention of an accused person. If you're accusing him of any crime, the best place to take him to is the court, and the court now will look at whatever evidence you have produced against him and then give a possible judgment in the matter. So indefinite detention is out of it for me.
All right. There is this confusion between the right to protest and when a protest can be interpreted rather, as a national threat. Can you shed more light on this?
Yeah, the issue is that protest, placard carrying, is a way that is allowed under democracy for expression of legitimate grievance. If the government is not doing well, and some people feel that the government is failing in certain aspect, under the Constitution of 1999 today as amended, they have a right to protest, but it must be peaceful. The issue of national interest and national security is of utmost interest. Where there is a threat to it, it must be actual and not verbal. So you must be able to balance it. So if somebody has gone out of his way in exercise of his fundamental human right in order to now aggravate or cause confusion in the polity and put the polity under serious stress, then the government has the right to intervene at that point in time by ensuring that arrest is procured in order to ensure that the other members of the society are also safe from issue of unrest and crisis and unrest. That is key. But it is not something you just define by your own method. It must be real. It must be shown to exist. If it does not exist, then there is a problem, because it is the third arm of government that will handle that, and they will hear the evidence you have against that individual before they can now curtail the liberty of that individual. So to me, we must try as much as possible to create a delicate balance between individual right and national security and national interest. Where there is no visible evidence of threat to national interest, you cannot, by virtue of reading the meaning into it, give any life to such a definition. There must be in existence a real likelihood of threat. If there is no single likelihood of threat whatsoever from a citizen against the state must be said to be wrong in effecting arrest of an individual.
Now, the DSS spokesperson, Peter Afunaya, told reporters on Sunday that Sowore was taken into custody because he called for a revolution and a takeover of government in Nigeria. Do you believe this is enough grounds? Or should I just say, what specifically are your thoughts on this?
Now, my statement on this is that mere expression of words or intention is not enough. In criminal jurisprudence, it's not enough to ground crime and to say that somebody has committed a crime of treasonable felony. You can say whatever you want to say, but you must back whatever you are saying with action. There must what we call actus reus, because in criminal law, for you to secure conviction against a criminal or a suspect, there's what we call mens rea, which is intention, and he must also carry it out. Called actus reus. Those two must work hand in hand for any criminal process to be completed. So for the fact that somebody uses the word revolution or rage or whatever word he chooses to, and there is any evidence after investigation that there is any intention to carry out an act that will overthrow the government, and he has started the process of planning to overthrow the government, then it will be very difficult for such an arrest to be procured. So it will be condemnable, and for which you can be liable if you are sued.
So how do you think the federal government can handle this situation better?
The best thing to do now is, which is what I have suggested in my write-up, is for the government to charge Sowore to court if they have any evidence. If they have no evidence against him for committing any treasonable felony, but I only wanted to protest, they should release him unconditionally. They should release him unconditionally. But if they have any case against him, the best thing to do in the circumstance is to charge him. I do not subscribe to indefinite detention. The law allows you to be detained for 48 hours maximum, unless there is a contrary order of the court that this person should be kept in detention. Even at that, you must serve that accused person the order of the court, extending the time beyond 48 hours so that he can take some level of step in order to actually secure his freedom. So that is where it's been done. So my take is that if this guy has not committed any crime and the purpose of arresting him is preemptive in order to disrupt the process that took place today, I would like the government to release him tonight because the process has taken place. Whether it's a failure or a success is a different ballgame entirely. They should release him. But if they have any evidence that he has committed any crime, I think by tomorrow he should be arraigned in court. But if they fail to do all that, the legal team of Sowore is advised immediately to file action to enforce the fundamental human right of Sowore.